I'm with Francis here and Betty. I just pulled out all the braids or whatever you call it out of Betty's hair. And we've been having a discussion about the different nonprofits and the government, the drama behind the government, where government money goes. And he was showing me some pictures of the IDP camps. We're going to visit one maybe tomorrow. And this one here had caught on fire, and you can see, and then there was a promise that there was going to be a lot of aid sent there, roofing materials and whatnot, and that everyone was going to get roofing materials, and it never materialized. Nothing ever really happened. And so then I was asking, how did everyone get to the camps? Like, how did everyone get convinced that going to these camps was a good idea? And Francis, maybe I'll let you take over from here.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was telling Corey that when the war emerged in northern Uganda, like the insurgent for 20 years now, the government decided in their system of way of fighting the rebels. So they went to the villages. Like they would say that if they leave the people in the villages, they would get mixed up with the rebels, and identifying the rebels would become very difficult for them. So they decided in their system that they should put the village people together in a camp and leave the rebel maybe there, then they go and arm for the rebels. And that was the excuse they were giving us. But not all people were really ready to go to the camp. Some people were resisting to remain in their villages. And after that, the UPDF, which is the government soldiers, they had to use force. They had to use force for people to come to the camps. And when sometimes people resist, they kill you. And with the experience, they have killed so many out of that. Because some people were trying to resist. Some people are trying to resist to come to the camp, and forcefully they can kill. And like when you look at this photo here, that man was shot by UPDF, the government body. So like in so many cases, people were thinking so many areas that why is the government doing that? One, people were saying maybe the government want to grab the lands for the northern people. And two, maybe the government want to industrialize the land so that people remain in the camps. They build for people in the camps. They bring for them whatever they want in the camps, so that all that fertile, maybe that big land, be taken by the government for their own investment, for their own interests, not for the interest of the populations. That's really what people are really coming out with at the moment. Like citing example in Amoro. Amoro has been part of Gulu district, but now it's been divided to two parts, whereby Amoro take up another district. So when you go to Amoro, the land is very big, even bigger than Gulu now, and the land is very fertile. So the government is now trying to eye that land so that they bring in more investors for their own use, because I know when they bring investors, they will have also their own shares within the investors. And people are not yet ready to give them the land, because as we talk now, there are pollution coming in to at least protect the land for the populations. And really, they are not really saying people should not give the land to the government. But however, they are trying to tell people exactly what the government is saying, because this pollution, at least they have studied, they know what maybe the government is planning for some future time, than somebody literally in the village who may not know, will not just be taken by by the conscience of the government.
Maybe I could ask Francis at the moment, as he talks about the giving of land. Do you think this fertile land is going to be used for agriculture or for industrialization?
Yeah, there are two areas that the government is trying to say that when you read always over papers and TVs, videos, radios and other things, they're saying they want the land for industrializations, and then they want the land for planting, like the sugarcane factory, this kind of thing. Of course, they will need it both sides, both for grazing and industrializations. They look at that. So there are two areas that the government want to pick up the land.
Are there people that have been in the camps are now trying to go home, but the government won't allow them to go back to the land that they were living in.
That's when the government is saying that people should go back to their own land. Huh? And as we talk now, people are trying to go back to their own land and try to, dig. But the land is, for them, the land is really big for them to maybe graze them all or dig the land all now. So the government want to utilize that. If the capacity of the population may not be able to use the land, so that they come in and utilize it. They bring them for them investors, those kind of things. But at least people are not really ready to give the land to the government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any other issues in the camps that we should talk about before we go there tomorrow?
Well, in the camp, when people were brought in the camp initially, people didn't like it. Most of the population didn't like that kind of living in the camp. But now gradually, some people got used to live in the camp, and we are going to get few of them in the camp because there are some people now they got used in that life, and they want to remain in the camp, not even their land. So they want to remain in that life. And I think I read it last week that the local government, is now trying to bring a system whereby they are going to demolish all the camp which is there, and at least possibly everybody will go home, go to their place. But still, you will get them. You will get the experience there tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
But
It's